All right, let's dive in. Today, we're looking at how to make AI work, not just talk about it. We're using Michelle Hill's article, Why AI Needs Strong Leadership to Succeed, as our jumping off point.
Ah, Michelle Hill. I've seen her work. She's sharp. Workplace AI consultant based in Australia.
Right, and she's a guest contributor over at Scopic, so
Yeah.
she's definitely in the thick of things.
Yeah, and her point is a good one. Lots of companies are obsessed with AI, but don't actually get results.
They love the buzzword, but then what? It just sits there.
Exactly. It's not the tech that fails, it's the people, no clear vision, no buy-in, all those things.
Like building a fancy skyscraper with no blueprint. Looks cool, but it'll probably fall over.
Perfect analogy. In the article, Hill even mentions a company great marketing AI, but the sales team had no idea. Missed opportunities left and right.
Ouch. Makes you wonder how often that happens.
All the time, probably. Hill argues that strong AI leadership is about having a vision. How does AI fit into the company's goals, not just tech for tech's sake?
Like Amazon, right. Their AI seems to work because it all ties back to that customer obsession of theirs.
Exactly. Every AI choice serves that, so it feels unified. Makes you think if your company's goals suddenly changed, how would your AI need to adapt?
Are you flexible or are you locked in? That's a tough one to think about.
Definitely. Now, Hill also tackles the elephant in the room. People are scared of AI.
Yeah, job losses, all that.
Hmm.
Makes sense, but we can't just ignore it.
Right. Hill says leaders need to involve employees in those AI changes. Turn them from skeptics to co-creators.
Build that trust. She had an example, I think it was a manufacturing plant. AI scheduling at first got pushback,
Oh, yeah, managers felt like their expertise was being ignored.
but then they explained how AI would free up the manager's time. Less busy work, more strategy.
And suddenly everyone's on board. It's about framing, right?
Big time. Okay, next big point. Hill says AI ain't cheap. You can't just do some tiny pilot program and expect miracles.
Nope. Gotta treat it as a core investment. Underfunding leads to underperforming. Every time.
Like buying a fancy car, but refusing to pay for gas or maintenance. What's the point?
Right. Hill even mentioned a company. They had awesome customer insights from their AI.
But then didn't fund the data integration it needed.
Yep. Wasted potential. And this brings us to data in general. It's the lifeblood of AI, but
It's often stuck in different departments,
yeah.
like little kingdoms not talking to each other.
Hill says strong leadership can break down those walls, push for collaboration, shared data platforms, the whole 9 yards.
She had a retail example, I think. Marketing and sales data weren't talking, leading to all these missed chances.
But an AI project forced them to work together. Result, 20% efficiency boost. Quantifiable win right there.
Love that. Now, here's a question Hill asked that really got me thinking. We praise leaders for intuition, right?
Their gut feeling.
Exactly. But what if the data says their gut is wrong? That's got to be tough.
It's not about AI replacing humans. It's about augmenting our judgment. Good leaders will use data to get better, even if it's uncomfortable.
There was that healthcare case, right? AI showed that senior staff were resisting a new scheduling system.
They could have ignored it, but instead, leadership used that data to do targeted training.
So they improved efficiency, A&D morale. Win-win.
See, AI isn't the enemy, it's a tool, but how we use it, that's on us. So we've seen how important strong leadership is for making AI actually work. But what does that even mean? Like, what makes a good AI leader?
Right. It's easy to say be a good leader, but AI is a whole different beast. Are we talking specific skills here?
Hale really emphasizes this idea of AI literacy. That's one of the big ones.
AI literacy. Sounds kind of techy. Do I need to go back to school for this?
Not at all. It's more about having a basic understanding of AI, what it can do, what it can't do. You don't need to be writing the code, but you got to get the concepts.
So like being able to talk to the tech team without getting lost, make smart decisions about what AI to even use.
Exactly. It's about cutting through the hype, right? Leaders need to see past all the buzzwords and figure out what AI can really do for their company.
There's a lot of AI hype out there. Easy to get swept up and make some impulsive decisions.
For sure. So AI literacy helps ground you. Then Hill talks about a visionary mindset, not just knowing what AI is, but imagining how it could completely change your business.
So not just automating a few tasks, but thinking bigger picture.
Right, like AI in medicine is being used to personalize treatments, right? Or in manufacturing, you've got these self-optimizing production lines that react to changes in real time.
Whoa, that's way beyond just making things a bit faster. It's a whole different way of thinking.
Exactly. So you need leaders who get that, who can envision those possibilities. It's a lot to ask, though, right? Especially if someone doesn't have a tech background.
Yeah, how do you even learn that stuff?
Continuous learning. It's not just about hiring a bunch of data scientists and calling it a day. You got to train your leaders, too. Give them the knowledge they need.
So upskilling the entire leadership team, not just the tech people. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
And not just technical training. How do you manage AI projects? How do you get tech and non-tech teams working together? That's leadership training, too.
Leading in the AI age, it's a whole new ballgame. What else have you noticed about successful AI leaders, aside from that visionary thinking?
One thing Hell keeps coming back to is collaboration, getting different teams to actually talk to each other. Remember those data silos we mentioned?
Oh yeah, departments hoarding information like it's gold.
Right. Well, breaking those down is essential. Strong leadership means pushing for data sharing, making it a cultural thing.
So data becomes a tool for everyone, not just a weapon for one department. Makes sense.
And AI projects often need people from all over the company, data scientists, engineers, business folks, the whole shebang.
So it's not just about having one AI genius, it's about building a whole team of experts.
Exactly. Each person brings their own skills to the table. It's like, I don't know, an orchestra. You need all the different instruments to make the music work.
Love that analogy. So the AI leader is kind of like the conductor, bringing everyone together. But then you need to be able to explain what you're doing, right?
Communication. Huge. If you can't explain the vision, the benefits, address the concerns, you'll hit a wall.
Especially when people are worried about their jobs, all that.
Yeah.
Got to be upfront about that stuff.
Absolutely. Acknowledge the challenges, have those tough conversations. AI leadership's also about ethics, right? Making sure it's used responsibly.
Can't just pretend the downsides don't exist.
Nope. Leaders need to create a culture where people can speak up, ask questions, be part of shaping how AI is used.
So we've got AI literacy, visionary thinking, collaboration, communication. Anything else I'm missing?
Well, this might seem obvious, but being comfortable with change is huge. AI is evolving so fast, what works today might be outdated tomorrow.
So you're saying AI leaders need to be, like, super adaptable.
More than that, they need to be comfortable with not knowing everything. It's about trying things out, experimenting, being okay with pivoting when you need to.
That's hard for some people, right? Especially leaders in more traditional companies. They're used to having all the answers, being in control.
True, but AI leadership's different. It's more collaborative, more iterative. You gotta share control, let people experiment, and learn from what happens, good or bad.
It's a constant process of learning and adapting. So can anyone be a good AI leader? Or are you just kind of born with it?
Honestly, leadership, even in AI, is a skill. You can learn it. It takes work. It takes stepping out of your comfort zone, but it's definitely possible.
So it's not about finding these rare AI whispers. It's about training the leaders you already have.
Exactly. And that'll pay off because companies with strong AI leadership are the ones who'll succeed in the long run.
They'll be the ones innovating, creating new opportunities, and all that. Makes you think.
It does. And it makes you realize that we all have a role to play in shaping the future of AI, not just the tech geniuses.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about what makes a good AI leader, but let's get practical. For our listeners out there who are ready to, step up and lead in this AI world, where do they even begin?
I get it. It can feel overwhelming, so much happening so fast. But honestly, you don't need to be some kind of tech genius to get started. And you don't need a billion-dollar budget either.
Okay, phew. That's good to hear. So what's the first step then, if I want to get on this AI leadership track?
First things first, education. Learn about AI. What can it do? What are its limitations? How's it going to impact your industry specifically? There's tons of stuff out there, books, articles, even podcasts, right?
So become a student of AI, basically. Embrace that learning curve.
Exactly. Get AI literate. Like we talked about before, you don't need to be writing code, but you got to grasp the basics. Then you can start looking for places to use AI in your own work, your team, start small.
You don't need to do some huge company-wide AI project right off the bat.
Nope. Start small, play around with different tools, different approaches, see what works for you. There's lots of AI tools out there that are pretty user-friendly, even if you're not super technical.
So get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
Experiment a bit.
Exactly. And as you learn, you can start thinking bigger. How do those little AI wins connect to the big goals of the company?
Makes sense. And it's probably a good idea to, find some people to learn from, right? Mentors, people who've already done this AI stuff.
Oh, 100%. Networking is key. Find those AI enthusiasts in your field. Go to conferences, join online groups, whatever. Bounce ideas around, ask questions.
Find your tribe, basically, the people who get it. But it's not just about learning from others, right? AI leadership also means taking a hard look at yourself.
Oh, for sure. We all have our biases or blind spots. But with AI, you got to be ready to let the data challenge those assumptions, even if it's not what you want to hear.
So be data-driven, even when it's tough, even when your gut says something different.
Exactly. And speaking of data, another practical tip, get your data organized. AI runs on data, but if it's all over the place, messy, inconsistent, AI won't work well.
So step one, before you even start thinking about AI projects, is just making sure your data's in good shape.
Exactly. Know what data you have, where it is, how to access it, clean it up, make it consistent. It's boring, but it's the foundation.
It's like prepping the soil before you plant a garden, right?
No.
Got to have a good foundation. But we can't forget about the people either. Like we said before, people get nervous about AI. They resist change.
Big time. That's where communication comes in. Explain why you're doing this AI stuff, how will it benefit the team, make their jobs better, all that. Be honest about the challenges too.
Honesty and transparency builds trust.
Right. 100%. And don't forget about training. Give your team the skills they need to work with AI, to thrive in this new environment. Make learning part of the culture.
Because what's a hot skill today might be obsolete tomorrow. So always be learning, always be adapting.
Exactly. And one last thing, celebrate the wins. AI implementation can be tough, so acknowledge those milestones, big or small.
Recognize the hard work. Share what you've learned.
Create that positive energy, Success breeds success, and make sure everyone feels like they're part of this AI journey. So to wrap this all up.
Yeah, we covered a lot. AI leadership, it's about skills, it's about mindset, it's about embracing change, and it's something anyone can learn.
It's not destiny, it's a choice. We get to decide what the future of AI looks like, and that's pretty powerful.
Absolutely. And big thanks to Michelle Hill's article for sparking this whole conversation. You can find that on Scopic's website if you're interested.
It's been a great conversation. Hope everyone listening feels a bit more equipped to, step into that AI leadership role.
To the future, right.
Yeah.
And to using AI to make things better, not just fancier.
Yeah.
So until next time, keep learning, keep experimenting, keep leading the way.